Good morning. This morning we are going to work on an art project with some watercolor, and then it's in two parts, and then we'll let it dry, cut it up, and create a greeting card. And this is a fun project because we can do it for any season, and this time we're going to do it for March for St. Patrick's Day. So the first thing I'm going to do is just wet my watercolors, and I just spray them with a little spray bottle of water. Just kind of gets them going. And then this is a wet on wet process. So I'm just going to take some clean water and just quickly paint my whole board. The cool thing about this is we're only going to be using part of this paper. So we're just going to pick the part that's our favorite, that the colors do what we want, where they blend the best. So this is a fun project to do. And if you have younger brothers and sisters, or if you have friends over, this is something you can do in multiple parts. You can have your siblings do this painting part, and then you can cut it out and show them how to make the card. So it'll be pretty fun. So I really want my paper pretty wet. You can see it's pretty wet because I want the watercolors to move, and then we're also going to dot some water on top just to make it kind of a marbled effect. So the first color I want to do is yellow, because that'll really make our green pop. So I'm just doing little dabs of yellow anywhere you like. And remember, you don't have to do the whole sheet because we're not going to use the whole sheet. We're just going to cut out part of it. And if you see parts where the water's not moving, where the paint's not moving, you just want to go over it again with some water. Good. All right, and now I'm going to add in some light green. And this light green is almost yellow, so it'll just kind of fill in some dots for us, cover up this white space. Okay, just get it nice and wet so the water will move. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with a darker green, and I'm just going to kind of pop it around, and then I'm just going to drop some water on it and get it moving. Now, because I'm wetting this paper so much, this is going to take about an hour to dry, which is one reason why I taped it down. And you can see I'm just kind of dropping water drops, and that just gets it moving. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of blue, just because I love the way that the blue interacts with the green and yellow. Kind of make some new green. And then you'll have little spots of a bright blue as well. You can see where the water is kind of marbling down. It's going to be really nice. And then I need to go in with a pretty dark green as well. I'm just gonna really fill in quite a bit with this dark green, and then we'll wet that as well. Just move that water around, because what we want at the end is for it to really kind of look marbled. And if you still have your box and you're set up for when you did your marble painting, you can actually use that box, and you can make this a really fun marble painting project, because that's kind of the effect I'm going for. I'm just doing it with watercolor. So I kind of like the way that looks, and I'm going to let it dry, and I'm actually going to tape down the edges just so that it will stop running. And this is just painter's tape. I'll just tape it down so that it can start drying and stop moving around. There we go. So we're going to let this dry, and then I will come back and show you our next step. See you in a little bit. All right, so my picture's dry, and you can see it really bled together really nicely. So now what we're gonna do is we're just going to cut it into quarters. And what that'll do is that will give us pieces that fit together really nicely. But you can choose where to cut it, where you get the color blends that you like the best. So I'm just gonna cut it up. Let's see. All right. This is watercolor paper, so it's pretty hard to cut. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to, here's the base of our heart right here. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start by building in our heart shape. And then I'll clean it up when I'm done, once I get some of this paper out of the way. Okay. Okay, so we've got a little heart, and that's one. Let's see, I'll do this one next. And actually, if you want to, you can even just cut off the excess paper first. And then we can just go in and do our heart shape. Now, if you're giving a card to somebody and it's like, good luck on your new job or something like that, you can do a 4-leaf clover. For this one, I'm just gonna do a 3-leaf clover because I think that's all that's gonna fit. Maybe I can do a 4. We'll see what happens. Since you're the artist, since I'm the artist, I get to decide what I wanna do. So then we're gonna do another heart. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do it? I think I'll do it like this. So I really like those little blends there. Okay. And you can also sketch this out by pencil if you want. I'm just kind of winging it. And then here we go. Okay. I love that little bit of blue in there. Gives it so much pretty color. Okay, so there are our leaves of our clover, and I've got all my trash off to the side. And then you can do a couple really simple things to make it look really nice. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of just some long grasses to the base of my watercolor. So first I'm gonna spray, like I always do, spray my colors. And then I'm just gonna start out with a nice dark green. And you can see I didn't tape this down, so I'm just gonna be really careful and just do some nice grasses. And you wanna work your way across your paper so that it can dry, then you have a place to hold it on the other side. And you can have some long ones, you can have some short ones. You can go really high, you can stay kind of low. And basically what you're trying to do is just give your picture just a little beauty. And you can also just do really tiny ones down here. Okay. And basically we're just swiping up. This is not complicated. You don't need to do anything hard. You can add a couple flowers if you want to. And then I'm gonna do a couple more in this color and then I'll switch to a different color just to give us some depth. And then I'm gonna go really high up for our clover, okay? Okay, and then I'm gonna switch to a little bit of a finer brush and just grab some green in a different color, kind of a greeny yellow, and we'll just pull up some more color, okay? And just fill it in. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just making it a little bit extra beautiful. And then you can also, I can turn this over like this, and I can just go like this all the way down just to fill it in quickly. And sometimes it'll pull some of the dark green if it's not all the way dry. That's okay. Nature isn't perfect, just like we're not perfect. Okay, that looks nice. And then if you did want to do just a couple little wildflowers, you can do that too. And that's totally up to you. I can do some little, just a couple little violet shapes. Just really light. Nothing difficult, just something easy. And just some basic shapes. And the more you move your watercolor around, the more depth you're going to get to your flower. And you just smooth it out. And then once it's dry, I'll put a couple little yellow dots on it and it'll be perfect. Okay, so then we're going to take some glue and you're just going to put your clover on here. And you can do it any way you want. You can do 4, you can do 3. If you're going to do 3, then you can turn it and do them like this. You can do 4, however you want. And you've got a beautiful little card to give someone to say good luck or happy St. Patrick's Day, whatever you like to do. And if you want to, you can do a rainbow in the background or a pot of gold, anything you like. So this is just a fun example of things that we can do just by taking a little watercolor and a little imagination to make something beautiful. I hope you guys have a great week, and I can't wait to see your attempts at making beautiful clovers. Have a great day. Bye.